everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing Daredevil Yellow, story by Jeff Loeb and art by Tim Sale. Okay, so this story is about Matt Murdock making multiple letters to his late loved one, Karen Page, in which these letters consist of why he became Daredevil, which is because his father's death went unjustified. They also consisted of the start of the lawyer business started by him and his buddy Foggy, how her, meaning Karen, became their secretary, and how she also met Daredevil. It also tells about how Daredevil became well known to the public. At one point, both Foggy and Matt fall in love with Karen, but lo and behold, she falls in love with Daredevil. Not Matt, but Daredevil. Daredevil is Matt Murdock's alter ego in which no one can know. All in all, this is another fantastic story by Jeff Loeb. The artwork is done by Tim Sale, in which Tim Sale isn't really that bad of an artist, but his art takes some time getting used to. Like, sometimes he'll draw people with, like, funky noses or strange mouths, but all in all, it's pretty good. His Daredevil looks phenomenal. Each character, all in all, looks pretty good, but sometimes there's an unflattering angle or an unflattering view of someone, and it kind of looks weird. It's not like artwork where you sit there and stare at it for hours. You just read the panel and move on. It's kind of neat how, like, sometimes when Daredevil does, like, some sort of, like, flip or jump or something, you see, like, each motion in one giant panel. One strange thing about Tim Sale's art is because he draws mouths kind of weird. On the most part, it's all really good, and towards like the last few pages of the book, it is kind of like a black and white setting in which Daredevil has an all red suit, which I think is pretty cool. With that being said, I'll just move on to my opinion. My overall opinion on this fantastic book is that it is awesome. It got me interested in Daredevil. It has a great story, very good art, and it makes me want to read more Daredevil. I like how Matt's blindness makes all of his other senses stronger. If you were talking to him, he could tell what kind of clothes you're wearing, how far you're away, so forth and so on. This book is so good that I couldn't put it down until I was done reading it. I even read the introduction. By the way, the introduction is done by Stan Lee himself. With that being said, Daredevil is super awesome.